Dr. Vic, I know you previously did some research on ChatGPT, and we would like to know how are British universities keeping up with this AI? How are they adapting to, in terms of assessments, teaching? Because it's not going anywhere, is it? I mean, the technology is here, and universities have to adapt, adjust. So when it comes to assessments, for example, and teaching and learning, what are some of the things that British universities are doing to cope with this?
So universities in the UK are very resilient, and I would say globally, traditionally medieval universities have been very resilient. They are one of the institutions that still are around, considering that the Roman Empire, for example, has fallen, and many other institutions are no longer in place. The first university in the world, Bologna University in Italy, 1088, was formed and is still in place, and one of the reputable institutions, Oxford, in the 1200s, Cambridge follow up in the same order. So universities are very resilient to stand the test of time. Lots of technology were introduced in the past, and we are still relevant. So many years ago, we will use handwriting in our teaching and learning. That disappeared with the introduction of typewriters. Then typewriters were followed by computers. Computers were followed by, now we have overhead projectors, and we use online tools like Canvas, Blackboard, and the rest to teach our students. So when new technologies are introduced, we adapt very quickly. However, with the AI, I would say the adaptation has been a little bit slow. And that's because it came very suddenly and it continued to rapidly develop. So in most UK institutions, the idea is that we tolerate the use of AI, but we do not use it to replace deep thinking and critical thinking among students. So how does that look like? Well, we encourage students to use it to either generate ideas as a starting point, but at no point should they use AI to write a piece of work for assessment purposes, because then the element of authorship moves away from the student to a different tool. There's a reason why we refer to Aristotle, Plato, Cicero's, and all the people who discovered big ideas in the past, including Adam Smith, who introduced economics, Maynard Keynes, and the rest. There's a reason why we still refer to them, because they didn't use tools to replace their human thinking. So that human thinking is still maintained in UK institutions, and we encourage students to continue to do that element of reflection, critical thinking, independent learning, and ensuring that they have evidence behind almost everything that they say or present to us for assessment purposes. The problem with AI is that it can jump the steps of learning. So if you think about the idea of exposure, so exposure to new knowledge, we tell the student about, say, elasticity in economics, for example, and we expect them to learn. There's a bit of memorization there, because if you think of the formula behind elasticity, it has to be memorized. So if we take that element out and we just say, well, just tell ChatGPT to do the computation for you. Elasticity coefficient is 0.4. So what does that mean? Well, if they don't understand the formula, they might not be able to interpret. So I see a sort of a strong relationship between understanding the process and the interpretation. ChatGPT is somewhere in the middle and takes away the element of process, away from the student's cognitive ability. And over time, if they're not using their cognition in a way that humans are designed to, I'm afraid we cannot refer to discovery in the next 20, 30 years the same way we do for Adam Smith, Maynard Keynes, and Malthus, who are the founders of economics.